Before we get started, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, comment, and do all of that stuff. Okay, plus, thank you for the comments. I really enjoy reading them, reading all the comments and seeing other people's perspective. Okay, as you know, I'm a passport brother. I've been to Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines, and women in those countries were great. I only came back to America because I had a heart attack while I was in Thailand, and because of this, if it was not because of this, I would never left Thailand. As I keep saying, not all Asian countries are the same, they're all different. Compared to other Asian countries, China is not just a different planet, it's really a completely different dimension. It's like the Twilight Zone. You men think you got it bad here in the West. However, compared to the men in China, you got it pretty good. I mean, very good. I'm going to do a series of videos showing just how good the men got it here in America compared to the men in China. However, Chinese women do not demand the same requirements of foreign men as they do of the local or the Chinese men. Thus, many passport brothers in China do very well with Chinese women. Here are some of the requirements that Chinese women demand of their men before they get married. Remember, this is for China. This does not apply to Vietnam, Thailand, or the Philippines. In China, the man has to pay for the wedding gifts to friends and families, and they have to buy a gold bracelet, gold ring, and gold necklace for the bride. Plus, the man is expected to have a house and a car before they get married. And if you think that's a lot, wait to hear this. The man also has to pay a bride price, which is sort of like a dowry, And the bride price is around 1 to 10 years of a man's salary. So in China, the man and that's a lot of money. Now, given China and their culture, this is kind of understandable. Remember, in all Asian countries, there is no child support, no alimony, no government housing, no pension, no food stamps, none of that. There's no Social Security. Plus, if the man is married and they have a child, the man can walk away from the marriage without any financial obligations. And the woman will be stuck there to raise a child with only her income, which has to use only her income to feed herself and a particular child, so she will have nothing. So women in China ask the man to pay the bride price and put the name on the deed of the house, so that if the man leaves, then she will have something. However, many Chinese women are now earning just as much as men and more, so the bride price is outdated, but all or most Chinese women still requires the man to pay a bride price, which I said is like 1 to 10 years of a man's salary. However, compared to some of their other demands that the Chinese women have, a bride price is pretty reasonable, okay? In one of the videos clips, one of the women wants the man to pay $800,000 in bride price, but the man is only making $30,000 a year. So this is like, so he'll have to save up 30 to 35 years and to come up with $800,000 and pay her bride price. I mean, like I said, some of their demands is just ridiculous, just like the women here within the United States. But these women are not, in their early 20s. These women are like over 30 and 40 years old, and they're still asking for these outrageous demands within China. Here's a video, or videos.
我今年呀40出头，至今单身。
I am 40 years old this year and have been single all my life. Recently, I fell ill and was hospitalized. During my stay, a woman of similar age to me was also in the hospital. What left a deep impression on me was her husband's meticulous and thoughtful care for her. He was incredibly attentive and considerate, which moved me greatly and made me rethink my own life. I used to think being single wasn't a big deal, but at that moment, I changed my mind. I decided I couldn't live alone anymore. I, too, want to find someone suitable to share my life with. After recovering and being discharged, I shared this decision with my family and friends, even expressing my intentions through a matchmaker. I believe that once you've made up your mind, you must approach it methodically to achieve your goal. I took some time to outline my criteria for a potential partner, ensuring that my requirements were clear and specific. However, when I shared these criteria with the matchmaker, To my surprise, she fell silent for quite a while, said nothing, and even turned and walked away. This reaction left me puzzled. I asked myself, my demands aren't unreasonable, so why would the matchmaker react like that? To figure out the problem, I decided to lay out my thoughts in detail and seek everyone's advice. Where exactly did I go wrong? I am 40 years old and unmarried. For various reasons, I haven't gotten married all these years, which has made me a so-called leftover woman in the eyes of others. However, my living conditions are quite good. I am currently a department manager in a large company, with a stable high income. I own a car and a house, and my job is considered respectable. Honestly, my requirements for my future partner shouldn't be particularly high. Here are my general criteria for a partner. First, in terms of age, I hope he is around my age, or I can accept up to 50 years old. However, he must be mature, steady, have a stable job, and a reliable income. Regarding height, I hope he is between 1.75 meters and 1.80 meters, which is within my acceptable range. Additionally, his personality must be gentle, not irritable, responsible, caring, and understanding of life, with no bad habits. As for appearance, I hope he is handsome to some extent, at least someone I can be proud to show off. I value face a lot, so my boyfriend must give me enough respect in front of relatives and friends and even pamper me. Second, regarding the betrothal gift, I specifically require him to provide 880,000 yuan as a bride price. This is not because I am greedy for money, but because I believe that marriage costs more for women than men. This money is a form of financial security for me and a recognition of my worth. In other words, if a man cannot meet this requirement, it only proves that he doesn't value or recognize me enough. Besides, the betrothal gift is a traditional custom in China and a token of sincerity in marriage. If he is unwilling to spend money on a woman, such a man is not qualified to talk about marriage. Third, I hope his monthly income is at least 30,000 yuan, and all his income must be managed by me. I will allocate the 30,000 yuan into 3 parts, 10,000 yuan for my personal expenses, such as skincare products, bags, clothes, or daily necessities, another 10,000 yuan for household expenses, and the remaining 10,000 yuan for savings, either for emergencies or for future retirement. Fourth, I am open to him being single, widowed, or divorced, but on the condition that he cannot have children living with us. If he has children, they cannot live with us, although I don't mind if he occasionally visits them. However, if he spends money on or buys things for his children, he must inform me in advance. One more thing. I cannot accept a male child. If he has children, they must be daughters for me to consider being with him. Again, I emphasize that the children absolutely cannot live with us. Fifth, I hope he has both a car and a house. The car should be worth at least 600,000 yuan, and the house must be a property in a school district. Moreover, once we get married and register, the ownership of the house and car must include my name. This is not me being demanding but a basic guarantee in marriage. After all, once we are married, we are family, and as his wife, I am entitled to half of the assets. This is very reasonable, isn't it? These are my criteria for a partner. I personally believe that my own conditions are excellent, and my demands are really not excessive. They are practical and realistic requirements. The purpose of these criteria is based on ensuring both of us have a happy life in the future. However, the matchmaker seemed troubled after hearing this and even suggested that I lower my standards. This attitude left me very confused. Are my demands really that high? Or has the market run out of eligible men who meet these criteria? I have always believed my demands are reasonable, and I am sincere about finding a suitable partner to share my life with. So, I'd like to ask everyone for their opinion. Are my standards truly unreasonable? After all, my excellent conditions are right here, aren't they?
陈医生呢提了3个要求。
Today, we introduced a couple who met through a matchmaking service. During their first meeting, the woman made 3 demands. First, she asked the man to pay a bride price of 200,000 yuan, excluding any dowry. Moreover, this bride price must not be reduced by even a single penny. This 200,000 yuan must be formalized in a pre-marriage agreement and become the woman's personal property. Even if the couple divorces in the future, this money should remain entirely the woman's. Second, the woman demanded that her name be added to the property deed, with the house payments to be covered by the man's parents. After marriage, she does not plan to repay the mortgage, but if they divorce in the future, she expects to receive a proportional share of the property. Finally, the woman required that after marriage, the man's salary be used for family expenses, while the money she earns would be kept by herself. After hearing these demands, the man did not respond at all, left immediately, and blocked all of the woman's contact information. I really want to say, if the man was genuinely looking for a match and the woman was not sincerely interested but rather making wishes, she might as well go to a temple.